In the meantime, that takes us to Tweak's Console Corner, which is about another game. It's pretty awesome. Take it away, Tweaked.
Yeah, sorry everybody if you were hoping to hear some Elite Dangerous stuff tonight because, well, I haven't been playing Elite Dangerous. As you heard last week, I downloaded and stepped into No Man's Sky, which I was so hesitant on because of the art design, because I always heard the flight mechanics were awful, and that's true. The flight mechanics are not great, but then again, I haven't played a game that matches Elite Dangerous's flight mechanics yet. That being said, let me just give you a couple examples of gameplay that has hooked me. There has not been a night that's gone by that I've been playing No Man's Sky that something hasn't blown my mind. The first example I have is I was on a planet that was a little fiery. It was a pretty hot planet. I was walking away from my ship. I was quite a ways away from my ship, heading towards a copper deposit that I was going to blow out of the ground to collect the copper, when all of a sudden my computer warns me that there's an incoming storm. I start to panic. I'm like, shoot, a storm. And all of a sudden I see the temperature rising from like 90 some odd degrees up to, I think it reached like 250 degrees. The screen's turning all red. The trees are blowing. There's fire blowing through the trees. Everything's catching fire. And in my panic, I realize I have a terrain manipulator, which allows you to blow into the ground. So I had to blow a tunnel straight down into the ground so that I could take cover from a storm. I waited there for the storm to pass. I got out. I went, collected the copper, and hurried back to my ship and got the hell off that planet. Thought to myself, man, that is not anything in a million years I could have done in Elite Dangerous. And nor do I think that's something that they're going to add anywhere in the near future. The second example I have, we heard over and over and over again in the preamble up to Odyssey about the sphere of combat. I had an experience a couple nights ago where me and a friend were basically in a wing. They're four-player wings, basically. I landed on the planet he was on. He was already shooting with Sentinels, which Sentinels are basically No Man's Sky's version of the Guardian skimmers. Same basic thing. So I start helping him. We're shooting the Sentinels. We get all of them out, and all of a sudden out of the sky drops this giant mech. It stands up probably 20 feet tall, starts shooting these lasers. It's just blowing everything around us. He hops in his SRV, starts shooting at it while he's evading. I run into my ship. I go up and I start making attack runs on this thing like I'm in a snow speeder going against an AT-AT and just hitting it as I go, turn around, come back, make another pass, hit it again. And I'm thinking to myself, again, this is something that I don't have, and I don't believe we even have it in Odyssey yet,
Hey,
that I experienced in No Man's Sky.
Tweaked, let me ask you a question real quick. It sounds to me like you're describing something that could be described as sort of a sphere of, oh, I don't know, combat or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Sphere of Combat. I experienced it, but I experienced it in a different game. It's just insane to me. The ship interiors, well, I should say fleet carrier interiors so far, I got to tell you, 25 hours in, not bored with it yet. Still don't mind walking through the halls to get to my bridge at all. Doesn't bother me. You know how we've been begging FDev for years now to give us another SRV? As I sit on top of my OPIX home base here, I see available for me to ride a hovercraft, a motorcycle, a tank-like thing, a dune buggy type rover, and a mech suit.
No, no, Tweaked,
All
Tweaked. You're mistaken or lying, or maybe you hit your head. Video games can only have one ground vehicle per game. It's a
That's
proven
what I
fact.
thought too. That's what we've been told, right? But here I am. I could hop into the motorbike right now and go driving around the planet. It's all this stuff just surprised the hell out of me when I'm getting it, and I'm a little ashamed of myself for waiting so long. I've been dying for the space legs. I've been waiting forever for Odyssey to get to me, and I touched No Man's Sky for a week, and I've been blown away. Me and my friends yesterday afternoon, we found a derelict freighter. We land on it, we get our guns, we start going through it. There's helmets floating because there's no gravity. There's boxes floating everywhere. We're opening the boxes, looting everything. Before we know it, there's a couple weird things floating in the air that we had to shoot that were going to attack us. But then another player comes up from behind us and starts shooting us. So we had to get into some PvP action and push him out of there, which we did because there was more of us than him. But that was fun and exhilarating. And another thing that we still don't have, nor do I see it in the future of Elite Dangerous. And it breaks my heart. I would so much rather do all of this stuff in Elite Dangerous, but that just won't let us. I swam in an underwater cave yesterday. Just what more can I say? It's just every day there's been something in this game that has surprised the hell out of me, and I'm having a great time with it. Last night we tested the crossplay ability, and I gotta thank the Englishman. He showed up on his PC. I was on my Xbox, and he built OPIX, this awesome base with stuff I didn't even know we could unlock to build bases with, and I can't thank him enough for building this for me. This thing is awesome.
So that's Earth Serpent, yeah?
Oh, excuse me. That's right. Earth Serpent. Thank you, Kai.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this base has everything in it that you could ask for. The views in this game, you're seeing some of them on screen now. These are screenshots I've taken. You know how we all love taking screenshots in Elite Dangerous because it's such a beautiful game. But you get some amazing shots in No Man's Sky. And I got to say, the art style scared me away for so long. But once I got over that and started playing the game, there is so much to do in this game so far. I'm still only 25, 30 hours in, so we'll see what kind of staying power it has. But I got to say, right now, I'm blown away with No Man's Sky.
So my view on it is this, and these are pictures, the stuff that's showing on the screen right here. These are not like, oh, this is from the art department or this is a mock-up. These are pictures that Tweaked took while playing the game. And that last picture right here is the base, the new base for OPIX that Earth Serpent built with whatever unlocked stuff that, whatever. And it's super cool. My sort of take on this, and I could be wrong, I could be full of shit, I could be whatever, so feel free to call me out. If you want the best flight model and galaxy model in a video game, you go and play Elite Dangerous. It has the best flight model, galaxy model combination. If you want the most immersive, walking around inside of your ship and doing all kinds of stuff, then you play Star Citizen. It has the best at that. You can walk in a cave and mine it. You can fly into a cave and mine it. You can drive into a cave and mine it. You have multiple vehicles. You got a fucking tank. You got, all the speeder bikes. You got all this stuff. It is the most sort of in-depth. It is the most deep of all of the sort of games in the combination of flight model and stuff you can do. But Elite Dangerous is sort of shallow, let's be honest. Star Citizen is super, super deep, way more deep than Elite Dangerous is, but it is buggy. It's not sort of finished yet, so you have to have some patience with it. You have to jump in, you have to play it for a little bit, take a break here and there. When you want it to, and now, okay, I feel weird saying this now because it's like when you want it to just work, play Elite. That was true before Odyssey, whatever, Beta-C, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah, before Elite Dangerous Beta-C, and I'm fairly sure that in another month or two, they'll have it sort of sorted, and then it'll be when you want the smooth galaxy and the larger galaxy, you play Beta-C, or Odyssey it'll be at that point, with the extended galaxy. When you want the sort of super deep and rich play, but are understanding that, hey, it's not finished yet, it's still in an alpha state, it's going to be buggy, it's going to have issues, you play Star Citizen. When you are saying, because look, let's be honest, I'm not trying to mislead anyone here. No Man's Sky has absolute dog shit flight mechanics. That's not what you play it for. What you play No Man's Sky for is the best, hands down, beats the shit out of both Elite and Star Citizen put together. the best immersive experience of sort of, I'm going to go to a planet, I'm going to, climb a tree, shoot a fucking pet, tame the pet, make it my flying pet, make it my whatever, swim in a river, go under, dig through a thing, find some, use a tool, dig a hole in the ground, make my own cave. Hey, look, there's a lake underneath this cave. I read a thing just a couple hours ago. There are people that are building bases in No Man's Sky that are so tall that they're making the old, was it Asimov that first, Arthur C. Clarke first, I think, invented it, the concept of a space elevator. They're literally making bases that are so tall that you can ride to the top, step out, and you will literally just float away. The same way as in the commercial for that super awesome Apple TV series that I'm waiting for, the Foundation series, they have a space elevator in it. Like, holy shit. So here's the thing. Elite Dangerous does not cost a monthly subscription. Star Citizen does not cost a monthly subscription. No Man's Sky does not cost a monthly subscription. I am not suggesting people should quit playing Elite. I'm certainly not going to. I'm going to keep playing Elite because regardless, until somebody beats it on the Galaxy generator and the flight model. But when I want to drive around, drive a vehicle into my ship and go mine in a cave and go do sort of this more immersive stuff in my ship, out of my ship, in that, I'm going to go play Star Citizen. They do it better. When I want to just do the absolute greatest sort of on-planet explorer and base builder or whatever anywhere, I'm going to go play No Man's Sky. They do it better. I just don't see the point anymore of pretending like only A is good and B and C aren't. I'm going to go play them all, and nobody at this point, nobody deserves my allegiance. I'm not marrying anybody. I'm just dating. I got options. And if you're not putting out good product, I'll move along to the next thing tomorrow night and the next thing the night after. So, yeah. Does anybody have anything else on this awesome No Man's Sky stuff before we sort of move on to the next thing? Going once? Go ahead. Hop in.
Yeah, so I had a comment. I after last week's show, I downloaded No Man's Sky, had a go at it, and I had a comment about sort of the programming of it and sort of something about the community in the sense that as soon as I went to go try it, I ran into a problem that gave me bad flashbacks to actually Cyberpunk in the sense that I'm a left-handed person and I set up my keyboard mappings that way, so I never use the WASD thing. And similar to Cyberpunk, there are some hard-coded keys in the keyboard bindings that you can't change. And I was super bummed, like, man, Tweaked's having all this fun. I mean, I'm just gonna, maybe I'll have to use a controller or something. And anyway, Earth Serpent sent me over to the official Discord of No Man's Sky, and lo and behold, you can put mods in No Man's Sky. I did not know this. There's fully supported by the devs. Mm-hmm. There's a vibrant community around making mods for the game, and they're very helpful. I went in there, explained what I was trying to do. They pointed me to some resources, and about 2 hours later, I had programmed my own mod for the game that unlocked some of these locked key bindings. Look, I know how to program a bit. I've never made a mod for a game. This is the first game I've ever made one for, and I did it in like 2 hours, and then it worked, and now I'm playing the game. Like that just blew my mind that infrastructure existed that way, because that's something that's very different than either of the other two games we've been talking about, is this whole modding community. So I just wanted to mention that.
I've heard also too that there's some of the mods in that game, sort of for the people that are like, it's too cartoony, it's too this, it's too that. Some of the mods on it make it sort of look very much more similar on the Elite Dangerous end of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing. Last thing I want to point out, we got to move on because we're way over time, but last thing I want to point out, Tweet, you had an interesting story that you told me. Basically, the way that you get ships in that game is you see a ship fly up, NPC hops out of it, and you just literally walk up to them and haggle and be like, "Yo, bro, I just scanned your ship. It looks like it's some cool shit. I want to have your ship now." And like they're like, "All right, make an offer," and then you just buy it, and then boom, you have a new ship. That is cool as shit.
That it is. That it is. And I'd like to add one more thing too. And I love Elite Dangerous. I just can no longer trust them. I can no longer continue to fly from station to station to station to station just looking at menus. It's not enough content for me. If I had access to Star Citizen, I absolutely would be trying Star Citizen, but as we know, I'm on console, so I can't do that. No Man's Sky is the only other space MMO multiplayer games, and it's some people say it's not an MMO, but I've been playing with my friends online, both on PC and on Xbox multiplayer. And the thing about Hello Games so far, and I've been doing some looking into this, the amount of improvements that they've put into this game, and the fact that the Prisms update just came out about 3 weeks ago, I believe it was, and there's already another update supposed to be rumored for August because that is their 5th year content. The leading rumor for that update is they might be adding cities and a combat overhaul. In reality, Elite Dangerous has so much they have to make up in order to catch up to where No Man's Sky is at this point in time. Whereas No Man's Sky has to get some more realistic looking graphics and a better flight model, and they'll already be miles ahead of where Elite is. I love Elite's lore. I love Elite, everything about it. But FDev doesn't do anything with it. We can't have content once every 5 years anymore. It's not enough.
Right on.